thefinder.com.au.
Hello and welcome, everyone, to the finder.com.au monetary podcast.
I like the last couple of weeks you kind of changed the name. It's the Monetary Podcast. It makes it sound very official, like we're going to be setting some sort of like official interest rates here.
That's what we're doing, aren't we? We're the shadow
That's
RBA.
That's what I've been led to believe.
Shadow RBA. I feel like we're gonna get sued.
The interest rate is now a billion, bajillion.
Give me money.
percent.
Yeah.
Welcome to all of our listeners. We have a great episode planned today. But as always, we're with the lovely Liz Barry, senior writer extraordinaire,
Thank you.
and the equally lovely Adam Smith,
Thank you.
Homeland's editor.
Well, and the awesome thing is now you can see how incredibly lovely we are because
Yeah.
we're coming to you via video. So
yeah.
I think before all we had was like a video excerpt, and now we've got the whole shebang on video because the thing is, you guys keep demanding, like, I want more of these incredibly attractive people. Their voices sound so wonderful. I want to see them. I want to see the action because it sounds to me like the action in that room is just incredible. And I want
Yeah.
to be a fly on the wall and see where the magic happens. So
Exactly.
we've heard you, we listened, and here you go.
You know what I was thinking as well? This is awesome because now I can make House of Cards style asides to the audience
That's right.
during
Yeah,
the
you
podcast.
just turn like,
I can be like,
Frank Underwood,
what?
like,
yeah. What Liz doesn't know.
Time has always been my enemy.
Oh, I love it.
I want to do little talking to the camera like the Office style. So I'll be like, I really hate Adam.
or like just this kind of subtle turn toward the camera that like that Jim Halpert would do. Like,
Yeah. That was good.
so yeah, but look, here we are. You can see us live and in color, although not live, recorded. But
and not in color.
and not in color. But I don't want you to complain because look, you like sausage, but you don't want to see how it's made, right? So if this gets ugly, if it turns out to be more than you bargained for, a bit more intense than the old eyeballs can handle, then you've got no one to blame but yourselves.
You were warned. You were warned.
I'd like to
So,
point out, by the way, Liz came in this morning completely
Yes.
very unhappy that this was the day that we were going to do video, and
I forgot.
and she's actually wearing a jumper that says "Ugh." You could not have picked a more perfect outfit.
There's certain days that I can come in when I don't have any meetings, with clients or anything like that, and I can come in, or I don't, have to go to conferences or anything like that, and I can come in and I can wear, just really relaxed outfits. Today was one of those days.
She actually had to change. She came in wearing a rubbish bag that she just torn like an arm and head hole through. So
I'm glad you got it. Glad you changed out of that, Liz.
Yeah. I mean, you're welcome.
So next week, Liz will be even more prepared.
Yeah.
Or maybe you'll just forget again.
Oh, I probably will.
I'm going to come in a tuxedo next week. So.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think we should. I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
Actually,
last
yeah.
Friday.
We've been meaning to dress up. Like, I would like to come in as a Monopoly man.
Yeah.
You have the outfit.
Yeah. I've got the
Just sitting there, Mark.
the bald mask, bald head mask.
Uh,
All right, everyone. Bit of news has happened.
Yeah, I mean, it has. I found some really interesting news that kind of blew me away. So Society One, the peer-to-peer lender who does peer-to-peer personal loans, so they did a bit of research, and they actually did some research into Australians' unfinished to-do lists. And they actually found that Australians have a collective 398.3 million unfinished tasks on their collective
Oh,
to-do list.
wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it would take an average of $36,000 to complete all the tasks on our to-do
Wow.
lists.
What
Whoa.
if like 390 million of those belong to one person who's just like a really bad procrastinator?
Yeah.
Well, they're mine.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I have probably like 10% of that on my to-do list.
And
Yeah.
And it's never going to
What-
get finished.
I'm interested to know like about the cost. Like, why does it cost so much to complete the things on the to-do list?
Well, a couple of the tasks were common tasks like painting rooms, landscaping, replacing air conditioning, or planning a holiday. Life event tasks such as a wedding proposal or having a baby.
Oh, okay.
So they're quite expensive
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Like,
Mm.
and so they it's like to-do list, like, oh, I have to
Oh
go to the
yeah,
store,
yeah.
but it's
Have a
their
baby.
life to-do list.
Let's see. Pick up bread. Have
Yeah.
have a baby.
Wait, so you'd put having a baby on a to-do list?
Like a life to-do list. Like they're like,
Right.
I want to
Right.
do
So like
this.
life goals.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I see
I was
to-do a
thinking more
to-do
like
list.
chores. You know,
Yeah,
like
like
I've
paint the
really,
garage.
I've really got to get on top of that laundry today, and I should probably give birth to a human.
Yeah.
But renovating was on the same to-do list as having a baby. So that's interesting.
Wow.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. It all costs money.
I wonder if someone
Yeah.
like their to-do list costs a lot because just one of the items on it is have $36,000.
Yeah.
That's my
Save
number
it.
one.
Oh man. Well, Liz, that's your number one because of course you're a millennial, and
Yep.
um,
Right in there.
and both of you guys are. You're in the that whole millennial
Roger that.
wheelhouse. And it's tough out there for millennials, tough for Gen Ys, especially when it comes to the property market. And some research has come out showing that there's actually been a big spike in millennials looking overseas for property investment. Yeah, to get
Really?
around the high prices here in Australia. So it's actually the research is from an international transfer company, OFX, and they've seen a big spike in the number of their customers who are transferring money overseas for the purpose of buying property. So it went from 25 customers in 2011 to 123 in 2016.
Wow.
And they said it's been a steady increase, averaging about 23% per year, right? So the millennials are actively looking overseas, particularly in periods where the Australian dollar is doing well against the U.S. dollar and the British pound. So yeah, I guess that's an option. You know, there are definitely
Wow.
property markets overseas or growth markets, but are still way, way cheaper than
Yeah.
Australia. Like way
I'm
cheaper.
actually curious as to
Mm.
what markets someone would look at if they were buying their first place and wanted to
Yeah.
get an
Well, I'll
investment.
tell you,
know?
this is not advice, okay, in any way whatsoever.
Yeah.
For my home, Orlando, I am astounded at the property price growth there over the last 5 years or so. Where I keep tabs on it because every so often I'm like, I should buy a house just in Orlando and just kind of have it sit there, rent it out, and
Mm.
with the idea that one day we'll move back and I'll live in that house. But man, oh man, the property price growth there has just been extraordinary. Like you're talking
Really?
going from a 3-4 bedroom house being in about the like 150 to 200 range to now being like 400, 500. Yeah.
Wow.
So once again, not advice, but there are
Yeah.
areas in the United States where it's like $400,000 or $500,000 over here is not going to buy anything.
Yeah.
But someplace like Orlando buys you a really nice house, and the price growth there has been extraordinary. So
That's
yeah, so
interesting.
I'm sure that I can understand why millennials are doing this because their markets are much cheaper to get into, but they're still seeing really good capital growth.
I'd just be so hesitant. Like you'd have to do so much research.
You
like
would.
obviously because
Yeah.
Exactly.
you know that market.
Exactly.
Like I would be like even like buying a house here. Like I'd be so hesitant buying in another state just because I'm like I don't know that
Yeah.
area. Like I don't
Mm.
know you unless you walked around the suburb and you'd be like oh okay like
Yeah,
I understand. Or if people were like oh I would never rent out in that suburb like because of
exactly.
this
Yeah.
or something like that, or that's a good university suburb or something like that. But buying in a whole other market and you just don't get a sense for it unless you are just really smart and you don't you know how to do that research.
Yeah, I think as a general rule, you just really want to operate with a lot of trepidation if you're
Yeah.
buying
Yeah.
a market that you don't know really, really well, and
Yeah.
particularly when you're so far away and
Mm.
you can't really manage it directly. So
Yeah.
And I remember when there was the housing crash in the States, there was a
Mm.
lot of activity and a lot of news stories, a lot of buyers agents working overseas to try and sort of help. And yeah, so it seems like it's, resurging. Like,
yeah,
Mm.
definitely in places. Yeah.
mm. Awesome. Something I noticed was a new rewards credit card by Qantas. So it's called the Premier Mastercard. Has 60,000 bonus points. And there's obviously terms and conditions when it comes to that. Actually, maybe I shouldn't even mention bonus points
Why?
just because of compliance. Do you
Oh,
think they'll be like,
I think it's fine.
you reckon it's alright?
What if they offer the bonus?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So it comes with bonus points. and offers 2 points per dollar spent when you spend with Qantas. And then for normal eligible purchases, 1 point per dollar spent. But I thought it was pretty interesting that they've actually released their own credit card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than kind of, getting Qantas points indirectly through something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go straight to the source. Milk
Yeah.
the Qantas points straight from the source itself.
Yeah. From the Qantas points queen bee.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever it is.
Boy, that's just such a disturbing mental image. So, of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the big news. When we recorded before, we had a podcast come out Wednesday, and by that time, the Reserve Bank had already made its decision. But we recorded it before, so
Yes.
you were hearing far into the past, much like when you look through a telescope and see a distant galaxy. It was a snapshot of a moment in time.
Did that just shut off?
Yeah, I heard that.
Really? Already?
All these pauses are really gonna fuck up the video.
Yeah, I
It'll
know.
take some
We're probably
interesting
just gonna have to
editing. Seriously, we need to get
Yeah, I think we definitely need to just get the second cannon. Testing 1, 2, 3. I don't really know if I like that credit card story. It sounds very sounds very salesy. I've actually got another one.
But then I thought,
Thank you to the great people at Qantas.
It's gonna be like Mark currently has a Qantas duffel bag stuffed.
Yeah, I just wanted to, actually,
It actually-
you guys
it
mind
could.
because I've got an actual news story
Sure.
about the economy, and then maybe I'll just say that as like a tidbit.
Yeah, because I do think it's interesting.
Yeah, like I sort of wanted to
I thought
mention
it
it,
was
but
Do you think it's over the line for me to make the bag full of money joke?
Yeah.
probably.
No.
Well, it's out there now. So
everything's over the line to someone.
Yeah. And well, it's out there now, so it's not going to be funny. It's not.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yep. That sounds fine. It must have done like 10 minutes or whatever we've been doing, right? Yeah. Cool. Sounds good.
The only thing that you'd have to do with like the thing, you wouldn't have to. Sorry, I was just saying he's gonna have because we were saying like it's gonna make editing hard, but we just have to like switch to that one, so it won't be like that.
It'll just be all on
so
you.
it'll just be
Yeah.
like a reaction shot. Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, that one.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
It
Cool.
would-
Pausing
it
on
should be just the same reaction shot over and over. You know, like you loop in one.
Cool.
Cool. Wait.
Well, I think Adam was doing a story.
Alright.
And then I'll redo mine. after
No, I
that.
think I finished.
Okay. Did
Oh
you?
wait, no, I didn't. The RBA.
Yeah.
So one thing we'd be remiss if we didn't mention was we put out a podcast this week on Wednesday. By that time, the RBA had already made its decision, but we had actually recorded that podcast on Monday, so it was like a little time capsule. A peek into.
In the
I know it was
past.
like an eerie peek into the past. Like we did. You look at it now. It's like, oh man, I can't believe we thought those hairstyles were cool back then.
Yeah.
But
All
I
day
know,
ago.
like,
I'm looking at you now, thinking that.
ugh. But anyway, the RBA has made its decision. Its decision was to do nothing, but that's pretty much what we expected, right?
Yeah. No
Uh,
surprises there.
But it is looking now more and more like the easing cycle may not be over. Like there could be some fuel out there for a rate cut when as early as a couple weeks ago we were talking about basically it was a foregone conclusion that rates were going to be on the way up. So we've got really weak GDP figures that came out, and what will actually give the RBA a bit of comfort if they do decide to make cuts is the fact that what really proved to be a drag on the GDP figures was housing investments. So housing activity fell by 4.4% in the March quarter, and that actually dragged down the rest of the GDP result. So if you're the RBA, the fear behind more rate cuts has been that it's going to overheat the housing market. So if you're the RBA and you're sitting there looking at that, that makes you a lot more comfortable. That, along with the kind of regulatory tightening, rising interest rates, things like that, that take a bit of the heat out of the market, that definitely makes them a lot more comfortable with the idea in the future if they need to stimulate the economy of doing maybe even another cut. So,
Ooh.
It's so low, it's going to be in like minus.
I know.
Yeah,
Well,
they're going to be paying you.
but that was the reality, though.
In Australia.
Yeah, but that was the reality, though, in the United States and in the EU for a long time was either 0 to negative interest rates, official cash rates.
How does that even work?
I'm too dumb to understand it, but it's a bit different in the EU and the US because the official cash rate over there is a range rather than a set figure. So it's like 0 to 0.25, or in the EU it got to like 0 to negative 0.5 at one point.
Wow.
So I'm honestly I'm too dumb to understand.
I can't see the big four meeting that rate.
Right? Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, by
Yeah,
the way, no interest.
Exactly. Or how do you sell that to depositors? Like, deposit your money with us. It'll cost you money.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. So I honestly I don't understand how negative interest rates work. I'll put some research into it and come back and hopefully explain on a future podcast. But that was the reality over there, is that the economies were so kind of bad that the central banks had to stimulate the economy by cutting the official interest rate to 0, and of course pump a bunch of money into the economy by
Wow.
basically printing money, buying up bonds. So I mean, we're at 1.5%. We're a long way from that, but it is interesting that I mean, a couple weeks ago it was like there was no one who would, in their right minds, who would sit there and say that the RBA was going to cut again. I say that, but there were actually a few economists who called this correctly. But the overwhelming majority of people were like, no, rates are on their way up. But yeah, how strange that within a couple weeks everything can change so drastically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, touching on your the GDP. I thought it was interesting that our economy grew at 0.3% in the first 3 months of 2017.
Go up.
That's
well,
not
yeah.
Oh.
before you so yeah, from like when you seasonally adjust this, it basically means that our annual growth has gone from 2.4% in the fourth quarter of last year. It's now down to 1.7%.
Okay.
So
I see.
yeah, Liz,
So we're
we're going
You hear-
backwards.
You hear up, and then it's not.
so famously Australia is one of the has a current record for the most consecutive quarters without a recession.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
And it has for a while. We set the record maybe a few quarters back. But there are plenty of economists now saying that this is probably coming to an end, that we're going to get to a quarter that's actually contractionary. And it's getting darn close to it. So 0.3%.
Yeah, you're like we're on the
We're on the
we're on the
cusp.
yeah.
Right.
And I think it was interesting. So as you were saying, it was basically dragged down by exports. So iron and coal, and they sort of blame that on bad weather. But then others have said no, it's not just that. And then also investment in housing.
Yeah, which
So, yeah.
also got blamed somewhat on bad weather.
Wait, there's something wrong with our housing market?
What?
Who knew?
What? And the strongest contributors were the services sector, so finance, healthcare, and social
You're
services.
welcome.
Okay.
Doing our bit,
Yeah,
the
that's
economy.
right.
Yeah.
We're propping up everything else. Just carrying you dead weight.
Or you all you fair weather
Yeah.
friends.
Uh,
That's it. I'm tapped out. I have nothing left.
I think I'm used out.
That's
Liz, just stop looking at me for more stories. I have
yeah,
nothing.
well, we all look
Such
at
a
you, Mark.
good-
You're a
yeah,
leader.
such a good segue.
Uh,
All right, with that, I think before we dive into funny money, I personally think it's probably time to get an update on Thunderdome.
Adam has been jonesing for a Thunderdome
Yeah,
session.
honestly, I constantly I cannot wait to update everyone on Thunderdome.
See, me, myself, personally, I don't mind if we miss out on Thunderdome.
I think Mark is feeling a little bit beyond Thunderdome.
is this because you're coming last?
Most
Um,
likely.
yeah,
Okay,
yes.
why don't you guys go ahead? Go ahead. Let us know where you stand. We'll work our way around the room. Let's start with Mark, and we'll work our way around. How about that?
Okay,
We'll
okay.
go-
Let's start with the
we'll-
loser.
We'll go clockwise. How about that?
Okay, so currently sitting at negative 3.03% return.
What is your strategy?
So my strategy has been it's been an absentee strategy. I've been basically just sorry about that. I've been basically just watching like my stocks plummet in value. Then
my strategy. Sit and
yeah, while
wait.
hugging my knees and weeping.
yes. And then I have a long
Is
shower.
that what you were doing in the corner of the office?
I then have a long shower to wash the stink of failure off me. No, so basically what's been happening, just a really quick 20-second summary. My finance stocks have not been doing that well. My retail stocks really didn't do well, so I had to get rid of them. And then I basically have just been reinvesting to what's been doing well. So I have actually raised my portfolio value from like 47,000 back up to just under 49, but it's too little too late,
But that's
as you'll soon
we've got
realize.
3 months. To be fair,
Yeah,
we've got
exactly.
3 months. So
Exactly.
you're moving in the right direction. Liz.
So, since we spoke last, I haven't had time to go see my dad again.
Ah, okay.
So, basically, I am going to go see him over the long weekend, and that's when I will improve my position. Basically, I still have a lot of cash left to play with, so that is my strategy. I've spent about half my money, so half of it is still sitting there. I'm like, only one of my stocks is doing really badly. The other are all green, which I assume is good. So, yeah, that's my strategy, that I'm just going to spend the rest on stocks that I will actually listen to him instead of being like, no, it's fine, let's just do this. So, yeah, I think it'll go well.
So-
Well, hopefully your complacency lets me take over you.
Well, let's see.
so what is your current portfolio value?
I'm only $50,450, but just remember that I've only spent half my money.
Not bad. Not
Ooh,
bad.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have continued my crazy strategy. Basically my brain dead idiot strategy of these stocks went down yesterday. Maybe they'll go up today. Buying those. And high volume trading.
Can I just ask how you find out the stocks that went down
I
yesterday?
just go on the Sydney Morning Herald. They've got
Ah.
the section devoted to ASX, and you can look at
See, I don't know these.
the entire ASX 200 and just see what it's doing. And so at the beginning, every morning, I look at the ASX.
You check your
I
stocks.
look at the ASX 200 and see what did what yesterday. I look
How did my stocks do today? They all won.
exactly. What about my options? So, but anyway, I look and I see what went down in value yesterday, but has gone up in value year to date.
Mm.
Then I buy those, and then the market opens. If those stocks open up from where they were yesterday, I sell them and I buy a new round of stocks that went down yesterday. If those go up, I sell those. Continue that for about half an hour, and until I'm like, okay, I've worked my way through the ASX 200 at this point. And currently, I am on a 759.2% return
Whoa.
That's like a legit
With-
strategy.
with a
That's
portfolio
crazy.
value of $429,602.32.
Slightly more than me.
Yeah, I mean, I've only made $450.
Yeah, and the thing is, it starts getting exponential. And once again, this has to be. I'm really eager when we get to the end of this competition to have Al back on, so he can explain to me why. Like, so he can sit here and be like, "No, dummy, this will not work in real life, and this is why." It
Yeah,
has
I'm
to be a glitch in
curious.
the matrix. Basically,
I
It
think
has
it's
to be.
because I don't think the game cares if there's people there
To
to buy
actually
the
buy it.
stocks.
It
Right.
just
Yeah.
assumes if you sell it that there's a buyer. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
that's
I
what
think.
I think too.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so I'm certain that this doesn't work.
So
But
just to recap the strategy. So
Can I? Yeah, let me get a pen.
it's honestly, it's been stupidly simple. It's just look at what companies have year to date risen in value significantly. What did that company do yesterday? Did it fall? Well, buy that stock because maybe it will open higher than it closed, right?
Right,
And then you
okay.
just
And
keep
then just keep
rinsing, rinse
exactly,
and repeat.
exactly, and
Yeah.
So you'll buy them like late in the previous day or something.
or in the morning before the market opens.
Because it's
Oh,
at a lower
okay.
value,
But
and then
can-
you sell
so-
it at a higher
Exactly.
value.
Right, okay.
And
Yeah,
so it
okay.
opens higher
Oh.
than
Yeah.
I for some reason thought you couldn't trade when the market was
No,
closed.
you can't. But the buy order goes in on like
Right,
the
okay.
previous day's price or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
okay, I see.
And so, and they're opening thus far. I've picked ones I've just gotten lucky, and they're opening 10% higher than they closed the previous day.
Wow.
And at first, when you start out with the $50,000 and you're buying, like $1,000 here, $1,000 there, that 10% rise equates to a few $100s. But it starts getting exponential as you earn more and more money, where you're buying like 50,000 shares in a company. And so
Wow.
that 10% rise equates to like $20,000 or $30,000, and for literally seconds worth of work. And so just yesterday, I started the day at like 200 some odd $1,000, and within half an hour, I was at 429.
Whoa.
So once again,
So you're going to be at like $1 billion
well,
by the end of
it
this.
does get exponential, and honestly, I would imagine that within a week or so, I'll be over $1 million if I
Wow.
continue the strategy and it keeps working. But
Has this made you want to apply this strategy to the actual stock
yes, it
market?
Yeah.
has, and that's why I'm so eager for Al to tell me why I'm stupid, right? Because I have a strong conviction that I am, right?
Yeah.
Like it is my very strong conviction that I'm an idiot, and that this would in no way work in real life.
Or you've stumbled on a strategy that we should probably
If-
not tell
If
anyone.
yeah, cut all this. No, but if it were this easy, everyone would be billionaires. Honestly,
Mm.
if it were
Yeah.
this easy.
Well, I think it's
So-
just that risk as well, because surely, I mean, obviously not everyone has $50,000 to
Exactly.
play with,
Mm.
and it's like that no one, because it's not gambling, but I mean, it's not a surefire way. You don't really know that you're
Sure.
gonna definitely it's gonna
Sure,
go up.
it's like if you put an index fund or something, then odds are that it's not like gambling because the odds are very, very good that
Mm.
it is going to go up, by a greater percent than if you just stuck it in a savings account, right? But if you're doing what we're doing, which is basically high volume trading, then yes, it is a gamble, you know.
Mm.
And you're right, not everyone has that money to gamble with.
I mean, I
Yeah, of course.
obviously.
We're all
You said $50.
we're all ballers. But and when it's pretend money, you feel pretty comfortable
Oh,
gambling.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when I told the story how I was sitting in the office saying, "Oh, like I just need to put $5,000," and the people around me would be like, "What? How much is she getting paid?" Like I'm like, "No, I just got to put $5,000," and it's like, "Oh, who cares? Just 10 grand, 10
Yeah.
grand." Like I just sound like amazing.
Yeah, but no, it's all pretend.
Yeah.
But it is. It starts getting in your head because we were walking around Double Bay yesterday evening, and just like looking around, like, what with my proficiency in the stock market, I could probably get myself into one of these houses in 3-4 weeks, or I could lose all our money, which
Yeah,
is 100%
exactly.
assured. Yeah.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I'm interested for Al to explain once again. Like, I understand that this would not work in real life, and I have an inkling of why it wouldn't work in real life. But I'm interested for Al to explain specifically why it wouldn't work.
Yes.
Well, speaking of Super Nintendo Chalmers, just an update on his profile.
As rank number 1.
Yeah, so he is currently sitting on 51,397. slightly trailing behind Adam.
Just like
Oh, really?
And he's at a
Liz, I have a
2.79%.
759% return.
I'm just shocked that your risky, ridiculous strategy is
Liz
Yeah.
isn't happy.
Well, here's the thing.
Now you can actually see on the video that she's not happy.
Yeah, I'm super
Well,
mad.
here's the thing: is that Al probably has better things to do with his time than to just play this.
What, like run a
Yeah,
company?
than to just play this game constantly. So he probably bought a bunch of really intelligent, like made a bunch of really intelligent investment choices, and then just
Set and forget.
set and forget. And
Al also did warn us that playing this game over 3 months is just not reflective of any kind of trading
No,
that you would
goodness,
do
no.
over. He was
Right.
like, you know that this is just the most ridiculous way to play stocks, like, and it's just not reflective of a real
no,
life at all.
absolutely.
We're like, oh yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's like
Yeah.
if
Al warned
I
us.
keep going at this current rate, I'm gonna, we'll end this game, and I'll have like a 100,000% return on investment. Like, that's not possible.
And then you can go
Wow.
to Virtual Stock Exchange, which is where we're playing the game, and you can be like, so where's my money?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
I made promises to a lot
yeah,
of
exactly.
people.
I've actually used this as like collateral to take out a lot of loans.
There's some very scary people.
Yeah.
This,
Very
the shadow
substantial
banking
amounts.
system. This is. I'm not talking. I went down to CBA here. I'm talking. I went down to the pier.
A guy named Razor.
So-
Gave me some cash.
Please, please, dear God, give me this money because I am in big trouble.
Started an emu farm.
These emus need food. I need food.
Mark's gonna be so mad.
Oh mercy.
Yeah, don't let me down, Adam. We have business ventures that we need to
Well,
accomplish.
I'm doing what I can. But anyway, yeah. So there you go. There's our weekly or twice weekly update on Thunderdome.
Yes. We'll update everyone again next week for the next installment of Thunderdome.
I feel like I want to apply your strategy and see if it works for me.
Do it.
But I feel like it's a lot of effort as well.
And honestly, it's taken me about 25 minutes per day.
How do I do it without putting in the effort? Can I
Well,
do
you
it?
need
Sounds like you need an
about
algorithm,
25
Liz.
minutes of effort.
Hmm,
All right, can you manage that?
no.
Then Liz, just be happy with your 0.9% return.
I got $450. That's
Yeah.
a house deposit.
Yeah, probably a Lego house.
It's fine.
Well, speaking of houses, we've got some funny money for you.
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm ready to laugh. I'm
Yeah.
ready to laugh after that really disappointing Thunderdome experience.
Well, you are coming.
I,
to
know,
the
I,
Yes.
I feel pretty good about the entire endeavor. Okay, so funny money. Who wants to kick us off?
Adam, I have some. It's gonna be funny for Mark and I, but I think it's gonna be literally your nightmare.
Oh,
So basically, Uber came out with this announcement in Sydney, where it's an upgrade to their app. So you've spoken on the podcast before about how you don't like
'Cause
using
I'm
Uber,
afraid.
and yeah, because you're afraid. And I think one of the things that you said was that it's about the conversation with the driver.
yes.
So Uber announced this new feature that basically when you book a ride, conversation starters will now appear in the profile of drivers. So they can share personal details in the hopes of kickstarting the banter that has come to be expected as part of using the service.
What?
Oh,
Wait, so
no.
explain more about this.
So the driver will share fun facts about themselves, such as where they grew up, favorite local sites, or their favorite sporting team. Yeah.
So what, you select those?
So the driver shares them.
Ugh.
You can see them, and then you can be like, oh, I also support that team, and then you can chat about it.
Oh, pre-ride.
Free ride.
Gosh,
Wow.
that sounds like so much effort.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
at the same conference that they announced the new booking fee that will now. It's actually enacted from today.
So they're just
There's a
making the
booking fee?
service worse and
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
So
literally.
explain the booking fee?
I think it's $1 booking fee or something like that. But yeah, the funny money part is the conversation.
Oh,
conversation
wow.
starters.
If I
yeah.
were an Uber driver, my fun fact would be favorite game, the quiet game.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, but like I'm surprised that with all this move towards conversation starters, they haven't dropped in an option for no conversation.
Oh,
That
yeah,
should be an option. That should
Yeah.
literally be an option that you just pick. I would like a silent ride.
when I get in, I
No
make
eye
it
contact.
Yeah.
I make it quite clear that I do not want to talk to anyone because I'm just super awkward. And
That's the
you
thing.
know,
It's like it's
yeah.
not that like
Mm.
look, I like people. I do.
Yeah.
I really like people.
that I know.
In general, just in general, I like other people. And
Me not so.
but that's the thing is I'm just super awkward. And like if you start a conversation with me as a complete stranger in kind of a service environment, it's very likely that I will spit out some garbled mess that's not even like actual words, right? Like this is a for example. Um there's a cafe I used to go to for many, many years near my old office. And I would go there faithfully day after day after day, where, I kind of knew the people who ran it well enough to have a little bit of banter. But
A little bit of rapport.
yeah, but being the awkward person that I am, once when the guy handed me my coffee, he said, "Have a good day." And I went to say, "Have a good day," and "Have a good one." At the same time, they got mixed up in my head. And so what I said was,
goon.
"Have a good."
Uh,
And I never went to that cafe again.
But maybe they've changed stuff since then.
They have.
Oh, no.
They have. They actually changed.
you
They actually
you did a
changed ownership.
you did a
but-
walk by.
Yeah, I did. It changed ownership, but I still felt the lingering shame. It was like the ghost of my shame haunted that place, and I still couldn't
Have a
get
gun.
Have a good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what would happen if you're an Uber driver and you engage me in conversation. That's kind of what you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've had really good experiences with Uber drivers, and I really do like the banter sometimes. Sometimes. So yeah, look, I think it's welcome, but I would also like a no conversation option for like leaving work late, or you're tired and you just want to sit in the back and
Sometimes you've just had a terrible day, and the last thing you want is to pretend to be nice to someone.
Or just make small
Wow.
or just make small talk, because small talk is exhausting.
oh, it
It's
seriously
really
is.
exhausting.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes I definitely agree that sometimes it can be.
Okay, so
it's my life.
look, we were talking about the housing market, how difficult it is to get into. That's why some people take a bit more creative approach. So, a homeowner in Monmouth, New South Wales, which is oh, I'm sorry, that's Let me start.
Sure.
Okay, we were talking about how difficult the housing market is to get into, and so for some people, they have to be a bit more creative with the way they do it. And so, England has its own kind of difficult housing issues. So, a homeowner in Monmouth, South Wales, old South Wales, mind you,
Ooh,
not,
okay.
not the new one, the
Vintage South
the
Wales.
original,
Vintage.
the OG South Wales. Okay. She saw some potential with this building on her property, because it was right on the Welsh border and it had beautiful mountain views. And so she took a dilapidated chicken coop, and for $472,000 Australian, she converted it into a modern 4-bedroom house. And it is stunning, right?
Wow.
A chicken
A
coop.
chicken coop. It is absolutely stunning. So much so that it's actually won an architectural prize, right?
How big was the chicken coop?
It's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. So, but
I bet you it was bigger than my apartment, and that just
oh
makes
no,
me sad.
100%. Like it's a 4-bedroom bungalow. Yeah. So yeah,
Wow.
it was pretty.
That's awesome.
I mean, look, this
Damn
chickens
chick-
need some room. But so it was an abandoned chicken coop. It was falling in on itself, and she has turned this thing into a property that's so beautiful that it won an award from the Royal Society of Architects. And we'll post a link to it, because it really is just a stunning transformation. They have photos of the old chicken coop, both inside and out, and it's amazing that someone looked at this and saw this kind of potential. Like, how is this not on Grand Designs?
Yeah, that's so amazing. I'm looking at it now.
So yeah, I guess that's the lesson is, when life gives you lemons, hollow them out and live in them.
well, especially with the the housing crisis.
Yeah, exactly.
You need
Yeah,
those lemons.
if you can make that lemon into a 4-bedroom house, particularly if it's a very, very large lemon.
Yes,
Chicken
exactly.
coop sales are going to go through the roof now. Now they're going to be the next.
It's like the back door into the housing market.
Invest in
Yeah, you buy
chicken
yourself
coop.
a chicken coop and
Exactly.
gussy it up.
just buy these like abandoned old weird buildings. Oh, I just bought an old sewage treatment plant.
What this spooky old doll factory.
Okay, so Adam, you're a big fan of former President Obama.
Yeah, that's fair to say. That is fair
Yeah,
to say.
you were one of the biggest proponents of his canning.
That's right.
Initiative?
Did we speak about this on this podcast? I think
Oh
we.
my
I think
gosh!
we did.
Yes, no,
I
we
think we
did.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. The yes, we can.
Yeah,
Basically,
so
it's a business that I suggested to President Obama in a letter that I sent to him, where basically he would take anything that you give him, and for a price, he would hermetically seal it in jars, right?
yes,
And that's the name of the business is yes, comma, we can.
yeah, and we were gonna suggest that he rent the
The
abandoned restaurant
cafe
across the road.
Yeah, seemed like a good place for canning business.
Yes.
It's as good as it.
Okay, so the Obamas have actually bought an $11 million home. So the home is in Washington, D.C., in the Kalorama neighborhood. So it's a 1920s brick house, and they were actually renting it before snapping it up for a princely sum of $11 million.
Spare change.
Yeah, so it has 9 bedrooms, 8.5 bathrooms, a basement with room for staff. It also has an oversized terrace, formal gardens, and a 2-car garage. Nothing like extreme. And a gated courtyard with enough secret service space for 8 to 10 cars. It's really lovely. It's not funny. It's just interesting.
I have to tell you, I'm a little bit hurt here because the Obamas have $11 million to splash out on this house. You tell me you couldn't throw a couple mil toward my canning idea. This idea does not cost money; it makes money. Like, I've always credited President Obama as someone who has vision for the future, who can kind of see the long-term goal, grasp the brass ring. And here I am holding this amazing gift out to him that it is guaranteed to make us millions of dollars, and you buy a house
And no canning saloon in the
yes,
house?
not even a canning, not even a canning pantry.
Did you say canning saloon?
Well, that's what it's called, right?
That's the technical name.
That's what we call it in the biz.
You can they range in size from pantry to saloon, right?
Yes.
Saloon being the largest.
Yeah.
It's like wine bottle sizes. Like you've got your Jeroboam and stuff. You've got for your canning pantry, your canning shack, and your canning saloon.
I'm actually really surprised you didn't know that, Liz.
I'm just learning new things every day with
That's
you guys.
what we're here for, is to educate you, the listener.
Okay, but it's time for the question of the week, guys. What about which famous celebrity's house would you like to live in because of Obama?
That's cool.
Or what were you going to say?
I was going to say something about what feature would you like to see introduced in Uber?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, let's go with that. Sorry, Liz. After yesterday, after you destroyed my suggestion yesterday as well. Shit, go for it.
Okay, so we were talking about the new feature that got introduced in Uber, the new conversation starters.
Yeah, to make your experience worse.
Yeah, pretty much. So what feature would you like to see introduced in Uber?
Well, a conversation stopper.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's an option that needs to be put in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see a feature that kind of gets you discounts for certain things. So maybe if you help the guy with something, you get a discount. Like if he's like studying for something, maybe you can help him with palm cards or something, so you get a discount.
Right. Or do you think he should be doing that while he's driving?
No, like so you have the palm cards and he's like
Okay.
answering questions.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Or if he's like, oh, I really want to listen to my audiobook, and you get a discount.
For suffering through whatever audiobook they're
Well, if it's
listening
like Harry Potter, it's like a win-win.
to. Sure.
That's actually a really cool idea, yeah. you
Yeah.
can sort of say, yeah, like you can do, you can go take your dry cleaning in, if you
Or
give me
like
that
exactly.
$10
stopping for
discount.
petrol or
Yeah.
like getting his
Yeah,
car washed.
you can
If you have
just-
some time.
You can drive in your underpants. It's hot. I don't care.
That's
I
fine.
don't care. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Or like eat nice block.
Exactly. Yeah. Or just eat like peel and eat an orange while you drive with your knees.
Yeah,
Like,
can you hold the
that-
steering wheel while I eat this pizza?
Yeah. Like I'd actually pay for that. Like or rather I'd go in for something like that where you get a discount for like, hey, I'm gonna do this really unsafe thing. Is that cool with you? If I give you like a 20% discount, like, yeah, that's fine.
Well, that kind of already is done. Like when they're like, "Oh, I just want to go through this orange light," and you're like, "Well, it's gonna get me there quicker. Go ahead."
Yeah, well, you should get a discount for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it would be cool to have the option that, like, if you want to go get something to eat and you don't want to go alone, you could be like, do you want to come?
Are you just looking for meal buddies, Mark?
Yeah, basically.
That's sad.
Sometimes I want to eat something that none of my friends or, I don't have friends. Like, so,
You mean like plain boiled chicken?
yeah, maybe I want to eat that, and,
What do you mean?
my
maybe?
friends don't want to eat that.
We see what
particular
you eat
meal.
for lunch, Mark. Like, Mark is very, very healthy. So
I don't
he has
eat
terrible
boiled.
food.
I don't eat boiled chicken.
It is plain chicken and sweet potatoes. Always.
Yeah, so like, but on a serious note, what I think would be really cool is if you could basically I shouldn't say that.
What were you
So let's can that.
What were you gonna say, though?
I'll tell you what.
Not in front of the camera.
Embarrass me. Yeah.
I think it would be cool if you could like sign up for an option where you want them to drive like a stunt driver, like like pay extra if they get up on two wheels going around a corner at some point,
That's cool.
or like if
Ooh.
they ramp the car over something. I would pay extra for that.
Or like an option that if it's raining, that they could drive into puddles or something. Like,
Yeah,
yes, drive in every
like,
puddle.
and like
Yeah.
hydroplane across the puddles and stuff,
Yeah.
or like drive through an exploding warehouse.
Or if they could, yeah, no, that's cool. I like
Yeah, like go into a cop chase or something.
Yeah, like Uber extreme.
that. Or you could pretend that you're in a movie, so you could like jump in the back and be like, follow that car, but
Yeah,
really
yeah.
they're not following anyone.
Yeah, exactly. Just go, 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 and like you're leaning out the window, like shooting at the car behind you.
That's
and
Yeah.
stuff.
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would definitely pay extra for that. Be like Uber action camp, like Uber fantasy camp.
Yeah, if Uber's listening, like we have the monopoly on that idea.
Yes.
So if you do this,
Patent
you need
pending.
to pay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would also totally pay extra if they could power slide into a parallel parking space.
That would be
That's
so cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be very cool.
Cool. Well, leave your answers on our notes page or send them through via email to aupodcast@finder.com.
They're not going to be better than our answers. though.
Yeah. Good luck, suckers.
Right?
We covered off everything good.
And thank you for listening again. We'll catch you next week. We've got some awesome episodes planned, some awesome guests. We have Effie Zahos. We also have Nerida Conisby. So, yeah,
Nice.
it'd be really cool. And thank you guys as well, Adam and Liz.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
See you on the flip side.
Have a good
Oh, goodness.